said was clear, because he didn't do it.
Interesting. Did you ask him where he was at the time Nadia and Curtis went missing?
No, we didn't know.
I guess you didn't want to know. Objection. Withdrawn. One more question. My brother from Chicago find a dozen witnesses.
Then the trial comes back and find their igniting.
He's smart. He's skilled.
He knows what he's doing. He gets off on torture. Even in court.
I ran into Nadia outside the police station. She warned me about the Chicago PD. She said they were looking for a patsy.
And that's when you decided to drive to New York with Ms. Dakotas?
No, I made that decision when she told me what they were doing to her.
Which was what?
Her boss there, Sergeant Boyd, was making her have sex with him. Objection, hearsay. It's key to my defense, Your Honor. I wasn't kidnapping her. I was trying to help her escape.
What goes to your state of mind will allow your testimony can only reflect what you saw and experienced. Why did you get in the car with Nadia Dakotas, Dr. Yates?
I believed Sergeant Boyd was raping her. She wanted to get away. I helped her drive. She was distraught at the abuse that she had suffered. She wanted to get high. I tried to talk her out of it.
Did you succeed?
Oh, I wish. But as soon as we got to New York, she said that she was going to get a fix. Objection. Hearsay.
Sustained. Jury will disregard. What was your last impression of Nadia Dakotas based on what you witnessed?
She had a look in her eyes. A look that I recognized from my medical practice. She was Jonesy. I was afraid that she would prostitute herself to get the money to buy heroin. After all, that is the life she knew. She got out of the car. I never saw her again.
Thank you, sir.
So, Nadia Dakotas told you she decided to flee Chicago? That's right. Did she happen to tell you why she decided to go without bringing her, leaving behind $2,000 in the savings account, all her clothes and other belongings, the new friends she'd made, the Narcotics Anonymous group she'd been attending for? She was desperate to get out. She didn't have her own car. It's not a question. She was supposed to go to a birthday party, but not her.
Jury will disregard. Dr. Yates, limit your testimony to answering only questions you are asked.
Did Ms. Dakotas know that CPD considered you its main suspect in a series of brutal rape murders? Yes, but she also... Her entire squad was looking for her. And yet, she asked you, of all people, to drive halfway across the country with her? Actually, withdraw. Nothing further. Redirect, Your Honor.
How low? Dr. Yates, do you have anything more to add?
Yes. My impression of Nadia Dakotas' emotional state when I got in the car with her was that she was under Sergeant Boyd's command. She was traumatized by the time
Thank you, Doctor.
him brutally forcing himself inside of her again and again.
Nothing further. Thank you, Doctor. Counselor, John, you see what we saw?
Robert Yates.
Just what the jury saw.
They haven't yet. They will.
NXT is on a special night. NXT Super Tuesday. And we usher in a brand new champion.
4 of the greatest superstars in NXT history will compete in a 4-way, 60-minute Iron Man match to decide the new NXT champion.
Who survived this grueling encounter and be crowned NXT champion. NXT Super Tuesday. That's only on USA.
At T-Mobile, we have a plan built just for customers 55 and up. Saving 50% versus other carriers with 2 unlimited lines for less than $30 each. Call 1-800-T-Mobile or go to T-Mobile.com/55.
Ace is the only national retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint. So now Benjamin Moore's premium quality paint, along with Ace's award-winning system, are all right in your neighborhood. And just use Ace's color visualizer to pick the perfect paint for your place. And with Benjamin Moore's huge selection of colors,
can. Everything for small business, all in one place.
Like a CVS store.
So I'm gonna hold on promoting you this quarter. Cool?
Drop the taco. Get the car. Does this Centric feel like a compromise to you? Hey, what? Handling is good, right? No compromise there.
Watch this.
Clear automatic braking. So if this Nissan Sentra is going to compromise, why should you? You're right.
The all-new Nissan Sentra with more standard safety features than any other car in its class.
Right now at Kohl's, take an extra 15% off on top of great sale prices. Get women's tops just $10.20. Adidas shoes for the family for just $48.74 and under. And save on Sonoma bath towels. Plus, get Kohl's cash. Plus, free store pickup. Shop Kohl's and Kohl's.com.
New appliances meet cool drinks, homemade treats, and freshening up your favorite fall outfits. Getting the appliances you love at the Home Depot also means saving, like up to 40% on select appliances. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Domino's knows delivery, so when we asked our team members how to make carry-out more convenient, they had thoughts. That's a thought.
Deliver it.
Even better. Introducing Domino's Carside Delivery. Just pull up, check in online, and we bring your food to you. It's carry-out delivery.
At T-Mobile, we have a plan built just for customers 55 and up. Saving 50% versus other carriers. 2 unlimited lines for less than $30 each. Call 1-800-T-Mobile or go to T-Mobile.com/55.
Champagne and candles don't live on the anthem. Where's the firearms?
Where were you when you're young?
You don't understand. I'm a good guy. I have 6 of them.
Dr. Warner, I just have a few more questions about Ms. Dakota's injuries.
Your Honor, we've already heard from the sentee. The state concluded its case.
The defendant alleged the victim was a prostitute. I'm entitled to refute.
Yes, you are. Proceed.
Did you find evidence in Ms. Dakota's body of multiple sexual partners?
No, there was no DNA. And the condom lubricant I found in her vagina and rectum was the same brand.
So she was assaulted in both places by the same man.
It's likely. Judging from the healing process, both penetrations occurred around the same time.
Did you make a full catalog of Ms. Dakota's injuries as shown in these autopsy photos?
Yes, it was quite...
Cue the 60 Minutes theme as tonight on WWE NXT. We will have a fatal 4-way 60-minute Iron Man match to determine the new NXT champion. Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano will battle for the NXT championship that Karrion Kross relinquished last week on NXT due to an injury. Thank you for tuning in and watching my WWE NXT live reactions, play-by-play live right here on YouTube. I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool Hand Luke 96. As always, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Hit that thumbs up button, share on social media, hashtag WWE NXT, as it is NXT Super Tuesday. We also have a 6-man street fight along with Bronson Reed and Timothy Thatcher in singles competition. Chat questions and comments along with super chats and super stickers, always greatly appreciated as well. Also tonight, Impact Wrestling. Eddie Edwards will defend his Impact World Heavyweight Championship against Eric Young. However, on Sunday night at WWE Payback, the big dog Roman Reigns got his payback and became Universal Champion once again. We will discuss what is happening up on the WWE main roster. Also this evening with Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and the upcoming WWE Clash of Champions pay-per-view on Sunday, September the 27th. However, tonight, WWE NXT on a special Tuesday night episode. We've seen AEW do this the past few weeks on TNT due to the NBA playoffs. Now, NXT on USA being moved from Wednesday night to tonight, Tuesday night, September the 1st. Happy September, everyone, due to the NHL playoffs. So, a special NXT Super Tuesday this evening. our main event of the evening will begin at 9 o'clock. It'll be a 60-minute Iron Man match, a fatal four-way to determine your new NXT champion with Balor, Cole, Ciampa, and Gargano once more. However, tomorrow night, I will also have more live reactions, play-by-play. AEW Dynamite Go Home for AEW All Out this upcoming Labor Day weekend on Saturday night, September the 5th, for AEW All Out, where we will see Jon Moxley defend his AEW World Heavyweight Championship against Maxwell Jacob Friedman and MJF. Also, the first ever Mimosa Mayhem match with Le Champion, your demigod, La Mimosa, if you will, Chris Jericho, as he'll face off versus Orange Cassidy. The only way to win that match is either by pinfall submission or being thrown into a tub of mimosa ringside. We'll have more on AEW tomorrow night, so be sure to tune back in. But tonight, WWE NXT Super Tuesday, the Fatal 4-Way 60-minute Iron Man match that will, as mentioned, I'm assuming will begin around the 9 o'clock hour, a little bit before, I would hope, and then, hell, who knows, it might even be commercial free or potentially split screen commercials as they've done in episodes past. But the first two matches will be the six-man street fight with the new NXT Tag Team Champions Breezango with Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Del Fantasma, along with Bronson Reed and Timothy Thatcher, as mentioned, in singles competition. I would assume a promo or two as well, plus the commercial breaks, so it'll all add up. And then around 9, that's when we'll have our main event begin with Balor, Cole, Ciampa, and Gargano once again for the NXT Championship. I did hear a little rumor from a little birdie earlier this afternoon. Won't spoil those details by any means, but we might be coming back. I'll say this, we might be coming back to NXT next Tuesday night once again to determine an NXT champion, depending on how tonight shakes out. So stick around. Thanks for tuning in and watching once again. As mentioned, we'll discuss Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and the upcoming Clash of Champions pay-per-view, as we got some insight on what that pay-per-view will entail in a few weeks last night on Raw. But tonight, NXT by itself. AEW's been by itself the past few weeks as well, as mentioned, with the shakeups due to the NBA and NHL playoffs. However, AEW was still head-to-head with NXT TakeOver 30 a week and a half ago. That's when Karrion Kross became the new NXT champion, defeating Keith Lee. And now Keith Lee up on the main roster, impressive as ever, to the moon and back. However, he did lose last night on Monday Night Raw in one of his two matches that we'll get more into later on. But then Kross in that match injured his shoulder, separated shoulder. He'll be on the shelf now moving forward until, obviously, yes, his return. So in the meantime, we have to crown a new champion because he's unable to compete. Hence tonight, special NXT Super Tuesday and a Fatal 4-Way 60-minute Iron Man match once again with 4 former NXT champions as well, I might add, with Finn Balor, Adam Cole, who is your most recent NXT champion right before Keith Lee, going back to Great American Bash almost 2 months ago now, as we're into September. But Cole, your longest reigning NXT champion in history, along with Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. So there's a few different storylines, a few different ways they could play this out, no doubt about it. Once they brought Finn Balor back down to NXT last October, they teased Balor with the Undisputed Era, and then he sort of turned on him, but they haven't done anything with it since, and that's coming up on a year now, middle of next month, in memory of Bullet Bomb Armstrong as well, to kick off WWE NXT, as Bullet Bob Armstrong passed away last week. And now WWE Then Now Forever, as we'll kick off WWE NXT this evening. So once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. But they could also put the title back on Adam Cole because he lost to Keith Lee, who really didn't hold it that long before losing to Karrion Kross, and now we have tonight. And we're going to kick things off with a video package from Karrion Kross, Keith Lee at TakeOver 30 on the 22nd of August, and then him relinquishing the title then last Wednesday night on NXT. Now Super Tuesday, NXT tonight, but they could go Balor winning, which I'm not going to be shocked whatsoever, and then feud with Adam Cole, or have Cole win and then feud with Balor. I think one of those two is the best option at this point in time, but you still have Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, former DIY tag team partners in NXT, that could very well, and I've been saying it for the past few months, either get them back together once again or have them feud for a championship. I thought it was going to be for the NXT North American Championship, but now Damian Priest, formerly known as Punishment Martinez, is your new NXT North American Champion, and they teased last week, now Balor up in the main title picture once again. They teased, as we see some more highlights from NXT last week as well. And then now tonight, the few matches that we have with the 60-minute Iron Man match, it's going to take up half the show for a 2-hour NXT here tonight. They teased Timothy Thatcher challenging Damian Priest for the NXT North American title. So it's Thatcher and Bronson Reed, who's also in that ladder match to TakeOver 30. So it'll be interesting to see what does in fact happen tonight. But we got 4 former NXT champions going to battle it out. NXT Super Tuesday Fatal 4-Way 60-minute Iron Man match that William Regal, the general manager of NXT, announced last week on NXT, an hour after Cross dropped the title. And then we've had promos from all the competitors in the past few days now as well. For me, I should say at least, the best option, I do believe, would be to put the NXT title either back on the Prince, Finn Balor, or the Bebe and Adam Cole. NXT Super Tuesday, Full Sail Live and Full Sail University, Orlando, Florida. No more Mauro Ranallo in the WWE. They came to a mutual agreement, and he is no longer with the company. We're going to kick things off with the 6-man street fight, Del Fantasma and Breezango, Isaiah Swerve Scott. So Escobar is your NXT Cruiserweight Champion. Legado del Fantasma. And it'll be them in a 6-man street fight, 6-man tag team street fight against your new NXT Tag Team Champs from a week ago, as Imperium dropped those due to the fact that NXT UK is coming back on Thursday, September the 17th. So Breezango, they are your new NXT Tag Team Champs. They're going to team with Isaiah Swerve Scott tonight, who's sort of in a feud with Escobar for the Cruiserweight title. Vic Joseph now officially going to replace Mauro Ranallo as your play-by-play for NXT. Wade Barrett back with the company for the time being, replacing Vic Joseph, or excuse me, Nigel McGuinness. Vic Joseph replacing Mauro once again. I'm gonna have to get used to Vic being on NXT. He was on Monday Night Raw for a little bit last fall, and then actually left the company to go back to the NBA to call basketball with the NBA's Cleveland Cavaliers. But then whole pandemic kick-started, and the NBA, along with everything else, shut down. And now Vic Joseph back with the company, and play-by-play with NXT. Your Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown commentating teams haven't changed since. We got Tom Phillips, Byron Saxton, Samoa Joe on Raw, and Michael Cole, Corey Graves on SmackDown. But now, no more Mauro Ranallo for NXT. Mamma Mia, may rest in peace for the time being. Mauro's going to be calling action for MMA and boxing moving forward, though, too. So he'll still be doing what he loves. So wish him all the best. But NXT downgraded a tad bit on the announce team side of things with Vic. Nothing against Vic Joseph by any means, but Vic Joseph replacing him, and then no more Beth Phoenix for the time being either right now. Don't know what's up with her. She was sort of filling in from home via Zoomy Zoom audio, which you got to do. You got to do due to all the circumstances, which I totally understand. But they should have never got rid of Nigel McGuinness. He's no longer with the company either, and then sort of the NWA hasn't been doing a whole lot either. So bring back Wade Barrett, and we got two kings back in the WWE now. As King Corbin's on SmackDown, and King Barrett got some bad news on NXT now. So 6-man street fight underway. Hashtag WWE NXT when you share once more. NXT Super Tuesday. They advertise the main event still to come tonight. A fatal 4-way 60-minute Iron Man match with Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano. We'll see if Ciampa gets Goldie back. He hasn't held that title in quite a while due to some injuries. They're advertising Connor's Cure for the month of September, and then we'll get Shinji Coleman now next month in October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But this 6-man street fight that's going to take place inside a Full Sail. No backstreet or a backlot brawl with Cole and Velveteen Dream. The NXT title at, I believe that was TakeOver in Your House, if I'm not mistaken, back in June. The street fight not going to be going very far, but no rules basically. Everything's legal. We've seen some steel chairs and ladders along with garbage cans already, and now a table set up ringside as well. All these objects being used. 6-man street fight with Prince Pretty and Fandango, Breezango, with Isaiah Swerve Scott and Legado del Fantasma, and Fandango with a ladder on his neck, just twirling back and forth in the middle of the ring, taking out everyone left and right, as Breezango and Swervey are in control here early on. As mentioned, a few commercial breaks, and then I would think a promo or two backstage with whoever's not on the card wrestling-wise tonight. Maybe Velveteen Dream, maybe some of the women, but no women advertised. Beth Phoenix still actually on commentary. My bad. She's still on commentary. The wife of the Rated R superstar, Adam Copeland Edge, a part of the 3-man and woman NXT announce team. Cover, kick out at 2, Swerve with the pin. Wade Barrett's going to bring a lot of experience to the NXT announce team as a color commentator side by side with Vic Joseph. But I'm still just a little upset that obviously, yeah, breaking news last night was Mauro Ranallo no longer with the company. They mutually agreed to part ways. Going back to Nigel McGuinness, they should have never got rid of him either. But hey, life goes on. Tyler Breeze with a fire extinguisher, taking out Del Fantasma ringside now. So we head to a commercial break, our first of the evening. We'll come back, I would assume finish this match up backstage with a segment of some sorts, probably an interview, and then it'll obviously turn into a promo with whoever it'll end up being. And then we'll get Bronson Reed, Timothy Thatcher in singles. It seems like both of them are going to be in the NXT North American Championship picture moving forward. And then we'll get into the main event, fatal 4-way 60-minute Iron Man match with Balor, Cole, Ciampa, and Gargano once again. So should be interesting to say the least with what does in fact happen once again tonight. So thanks for tuning in. and watching. Like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Hit that thumbs up button. Share hashtag WWE NXT. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated as well. I'll get to those here in a second. However, on Sunday night, if you tuned in for WWE Payback, thank you. We have a new Universal Champion, as the big dog Roman Reigns is in fact back. He got payback at Payback in that no-holds-barred Universal Championship triple threat match against The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman, to become your new Universal Champion. And now Roman Reigns is your reigning, defending, undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion of the world. And we can all believe that. We had nothing last night with Roman Reigns. We might have had a segment of some sorts with a little promo, just an advertisement hyping up SmackDown for this week. But since Payback, we haven't had Friday Night SmackDown yet, because it was only 2 nights ago. We haven't gone through the whole week yet, and rightfully so. I mean, if you got any common sense, you know that I honestly really didn't need to have to say that, but I just did regardless. Thanks once again for tuning in and watching. So we'll have to see what they do moving forward on SmackDown with Reigns as your new Universal Champion. As he's been Universal Champion before, had to relinquish the title due to his second battle with leukemia over the past 2 years. And he pulled out of WrestleMania due to coronavirus concerns because he's had leukemia, and he won back the title that he never really had the chance to defeat Bill Goldberg at WrestleMania 36 for. So Strowman held the title from Mania 36 night 1 until SummerSlam last Sunday, and then a week after, just 2 nights ago at WWE Payback, they saved Bray Wyatt in the finish, in the pin, and Reigns hit Strowman with the spear. Cover 1, 2, 3. The big dogs, your new Universal Champion. I'm thinking because Strowman's rematch was at Payback from losing it at SummerSlam, we'll get at Clash of Champions, because every championship's going to have to be on the line at Clash of Champions on September the 27th. We'll get the big dog Roman Reigns versus the Fiend Bray Wyatt for the Universal title. Last night on Monday Night Raw, we had a few qualifying matches for a main event triple threat match that ended up being won by the Viper returning legend killer Randy Orton. Now Orton will get Drew McIntyre in another rematch from SummerSlam at Clash of Champions on the 27th. So that is one match that's official for Clash of Champions. Keith Lee defeated Dolph Ziggler in the one qualifier. Orton defeated Kevin Owens in the second, and then Seth Rollins over Dominic Mysterio. No more Mysterios, I'm thinking, for the time being, along with Seth Rollins potentially now, as well as talked about on Sunday. If he will be taking some time off, and he will be eventually, it's just a matter of when, due to the fact his wife and Becky Lynch pregnant with their first child. So once again, congratulations to the Messiah Seth Rollins and the man Becky Lynch, who we haven't seen since Monday Night Raw after Money in the Bank back in May. Back to the action, WWE NXT once again, 6-man street fight. And now also tonight we have a women's match. It's going to be Candice LeRae and Casey Catanzaro. Shout out to Ricochet and Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano, as we'll have a women's singles match now on NXT tonight. So I would think the Bronson Reed, Timothy Thatcher, and the Candice LeRae, Casey Catanzaro, shout out to Tessa Blanchard in the meantime too, wink wink, both of those matches will be very, very short, because 60 minutes from 9 to 10, that's our main event. And it's already almost 8:30 as we just began NXT this evening for a Super Tuesday edition of the WWE's Yellow Brand. So we'll see how this finishes out, and then, I mean, hell, maybe no video package or promo or interview or anything along those lines backstage now. But only time's going to tell. But we only have a short 2-hour window for NXT tonight, as usual. Like, they didn't extend it to 2.5 or 3 hours. Now Imperium, they are interfering in this street fight, so match continues. NXT UK going to return, as mentioned, on the 17th. So we'll finally get Walter. We'll finally get Tony Storm. We'll finally get Kaylee Ray. Everyone in NXT UK, for that matter, that I might actually tune in and watch, to be honest with you. I really haven't watched NXT UK before. Bits and pieces, but not a whole entire show. So I might have to tune in and watch that just to see what the hell is in fact going on across the pond for the reintroduction of NXT UK in a few short weeks. And now here comes Breezango off the top of a, I don't even know what the hell that was. They just jumped off of a, okay, they say a forklift. Can't really make out what the hell that is. The shot, it was all right. Okay, they jumped off of a pallet. That was on a forklift. Okay. It was Fandango and Isaiah Swerve Scott taking out Del Fantasma in the ring, and then Breezango just took out Del Fantasma and Imperium ringside. Back in the ring, here comes Isaiah Swerve Scott from behind. And he's got Santos Escobar, 1, 2, 3, and Isaiah Swerve Scott, along with Breezango, pick up the win in this 6-man street fight to kick off NXT this evening. And Swerve Scott with the pin on the NXT Cruiserweight Champion. So you would think at some point down the road on a future episode of NXT, we'll get a Cruiserweight Championship match between the two of those competitors. A good match. Okay, yeah, they jumped off of a forklift that had a trunk on it, travel trunk, and then, yeah, the pallet was what threw me off there for a second, because it didn't look like something that they would normally use, but that's the excitement. Then they introduce this in this street fight, because basically everything is legal, so because it is a street fight for that matter. So a few replays now of this match. That was a good start for NXT. We still have Bronson Reed, Timothy Thatcher, and now Candice LeRae, Casey Catanzaro as well. So Breezango and Swerve Scott stand tall with the win. And even with Imperium's interference, they find a way to pull it out in the end. So I would think, as we see Johnny Gargano now warming up backstage, I would think all of Imperium's going to go back to NXT UK beginning on the 17th of September. There's Finn Balor as well, the Prince, warming up as well backstage. Later on tonight, Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano for the vacant NXT Championship in a 60-minute Iron Man match. So we head to another commercial break now, and then we'll get those other two single matches, and then into the main event. So as I was saying, with the Monday Night Raw episode last night, the fallout from Payback that was average at best, really wasn't anything special, to be honest with you. I mean, there were some, highs. I mean, the main event after the 3 qualifying matches, with Keith Lee defeating Dolph Ziggler, Orton over Kevin Owens because Aleister Black interfered. Owens still wanted to fight, but then RKO and 1, 2, 3, Orton's your winner. And then, as I was saying, with Rollins potentially going away now, moving forward, the Mysterios with Ray injured and Dominic really not going to have anything to do, along with Buddy Murphy, because they sort of split Murphy as a disciple from Rollins now too, which I called months ago, but they held off, and now they finally did it. So we'll see moving forward, because we got a few Raws and SmackDowns, of course, moving forward until Clash of Champions at the end of the month now. But obviously, yeah, that's always the fun part, because we always got to tune in and see what the hell's going on. Rollins defeated Dominic Mysterio, and then in the triple threat, they saved Keith Lee. The main event saved it as a whole for the whole show last night. The Iconics are now split as well. Peyton Royce potentially getting a singles push. They then were on Raw Underground because they lost a tag team match against the Riot Squad, as the Riot Squad will now face Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, your new women's tag team champions, potentially Clash of Champions, I would think, unless they do that on Raw moving forward at some point down the road. So basically, those are the two matches official for Clash of Champions in a few weeks. And then I would think, assuming Reigns and Bray once again in a rematch, because that would be Bray's rematch as Strowman got his rematch at Payback from SummerSlam. But yeah, they saved Keith Lee, which was smart. Rollins took the pin after Keith Lee hit Rollins with a power bomb, the Spirit Bomb as they're calling it, and then Orton with an RKO to Keith Lee. He was ringside, and then Orton 1-2-3 on Rollins, picking up the win to close out Raw last night. And then, you know, with Kevin Owens in a feud with Aleister Black, I would assume come Clash of Champions or on a Monday Night Raw in the next few weeks, I would hold off and wait until Clash of Champions, have a non-title match for once at a championship pay-per-view, to say the least, where all titles will and must be defended. I assume we'll get a Kevin Owens Aleister Black match then, in less than a month now, along with Reigns and Bray as mentioned, but then also with Bobby Lashley, your new United States champion, potentially if MVP turns on him, Hurt Business trying to gain some more members. We'll see how that goes. Maybe Bobby Lashley MVP, but now with Keith Lee potentially not having anything to do, maybe Bobby Lashley, Keith Lee, and then put the U.S. title on Keith Lee right off the bat, have him become a main roster champion. Really doesn't do anything for Bobby Lashley or the Hurt Business by any means, but maybe if they do take the title off him, then at that point, that makes everyone else in the Hurt Business mad, as Shelton Benjamin is no longer your 24/7 champion. Hell, Akira Tozawa's not even 24/7 champion either anymore. It's R-Truth once again. He's a 10,000 time 24/7 champ in the WWE. So maybe if they do Lashley, Keith Lee wins, and then you have turmoil and you feud with the Hurt Business internally, of course. And then with the Intercontinental title on SmackDown with Jeff Hardy as your champion, and then AJ Styles somewhat still in the mix right now, along with Sami Zayn returning, still thinking he's Intercontinental champion. I would think a triple threat between the three of those at Clash of Champions, as well, along with, of course, defending the Raw and SmackDown tag team titles. Asuka's going to defend her Raw women's title against Mickie James, it looks like, along with, after Sasha, I'm thinking, turns on Bayley this Friday night on SmackDown, we'll get Bayley defending her SmackDown women's title against Sasha at Clash of Champions. But back to WWE NXT, we've got Candice LeRae talking, and it'll be Candice LeRae, Casey Catanzaro tonight on NXT. And then Bronson Reed, Timothy Thatcher before our main event, a Fatal 4-Way 60-minute Iron Man match. Once again, I believe that's Tegan Knox speaking. Yeah, Tegan Knox speaking about Candice LeRae. So they'll be feuding moving forward as well. So I would think with Candice's match coming up against Casey, Tegan's going to come out and interfere and cost her the win. So only time will tell. We'll find out and see. But then, as mentioned, also tonight, Eddie Edwards, Eric Young, Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship match as well. And then tomorrow night, AEW Go Home, AEW Dynamite for AEW All Out on Saturday. So be sure to tune back in. Here comes Candice LeRae, who should have been by now an NXT Women's Champion, but of course she hasn't been. But hopefully at some point down the road, a future NXT Women's Champion, as she's decked out like a butterfly of some sorts, the Poison Pixie as they're calling her now. Candice LeRae will take on Casey Catanzaro in singles on NXT coming up right now next. And this is basically Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano versus Ricochet, with Tessa Blanchard as your official referee. We'll have to see what happens with Tessa. I've talked about it numerous times over the past few weeks. Does she go to NXT? Does she go to AEW? A lot unknown for the former Impact World Heavyweight Champ. And Casey's coming out with Caden Carter, who's been dressed up as a member of WWE Retribution a few times over the past month and a half or so. However, with WWE Retribution now seeming to be only Monday Night Raw exclusive, as I stated on Sunday at Payback, with no interference at SummerSlam or Payback or last Friday Night SmackDown, and then coming out last night during the tag team turmoil match, the Tornado Tag with the Street Profits and Andrade and Angel Garza. We saw Retribution come out and attack, and then Angel Guard out and basically screwed over his tag team partner, and then also screwed over the Bachelor or Bachelorette girl that's been on Monday Night Raw the past few weeks as well, leaving her high and dry for Retribution. So we'll see what the future holds for Retribution. They still haven't revealed themselves. We've seen what they've done and what they're capable of doing, but we still, at this point, we have some thoughts, we have some rumors, of course, yes, but we still don't know who's in WWE Retribution and what they're going to be doing moving forward. Only time's going to tell for that too. Hopefully sometime soon we'll finally find out who the hell is underneath those hoods in WWE Retribution, the new Nexus, if you will, 10 years later. But Candice LeRae, Casey Catanzaro on NXT, and then we'll get into Bronson Reed, Timothy Thatcher, and then the Iron Man match coming up shortly. But be sure to, as always, if you haven't done so already, like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Hit the thumbs up button. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers, always greatly appreciated as well. And be sure to tune back in tomorrow night for AEW All Out. Go home for AEW Dynamite. Go home for AEW All Out, on Saturday. And then also keep an eye out for my college football and NFL previews, as those will be released within the coming days. As mentioned on Sunday, they were supposed to be released today, but obviously pushed back a few days just due to the fact with NXT and AEW live reactions tonight and tomorrow, separate from each other for the first time in quite a while, as they've been head-to-head since last October the 2nd. Coming up on a year now since both AEW and NXT have been on national television. Hard to believe, but it's been one hell of a year to say the least. As mentioned on Sunday, you're flying by, but to some point it has been a good year, but then obviously yes, for a lot of people, for others, with this COVID-19 pandemic, hopefully everyone's doing well, staying safe, doing what you got to do to live life. But it's just been one of those years. It's been one of those days that's just 365 days long, if you will. Actually 366 for a leap year. Maybe that's the reason why this year's just off. It's a leap year, for God's sakes. It's normally like that anyway, but this is just scale it up. As the WWE Thunderdome, the production aspect for Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, is basically the same production as we would normally see out on the road, but obviously no fans allowed. We have virtual fans, of course, yes, but the production is just leveled up. It's scaled up very, very high, and it'll be the new normal moving forward. It'll be like this for quite a while, I'm thinking. But a few replays of this match with Candice LeRae picking up the win, and now it seems like she's got a mic in her hand and she's going to talk. here on WWE NXT. So Tegan Knox is probably going to come out and attack her. She's going to call out Tegan for a match of some sorts or something along those lines.
Seeing Casey and Tatum's friendship, honestly, it's a little distracting. Maybe a little jealous because, it reminds me of the friendship that Tegan and I used to have. Guys, this is a
Candace being booed, boring from the few fans, the NXT talent in the crowd. But Candace talking about Casey and Caden's relationship,
talk it over, hash things out.
sort of how Candace and Tegan's was before, but not really, honestly, because there's always Tegan and Dakota Kai. And then Candace has just sort of been thrown in the mix as of late. And she really doesn't say a whole lot that's meaningful, at least. And her music hits and she's going to walk out. So a pointless promo in the ring after the match. As we go to another commercial break, and then we'll come back. Bronson Reed, Timothy Thatcher, along with our main event, the Fatal 4-Way 60-minute Iron Man match for the NXT Championship. Terry Bradshaw's new show. A
I think we can all agree to it. The Bradshaw Bunch premieres September 17th, only on E!
The following is a paid message.
a show that's going to be very, very interesting to watch. Knowing TB12, the original TB12, Tom Brady, Terry Bradshaw, the four-time Super Bowl winning Pittsburgh Steeler, also a Pro Football Hall of Famer. A spin-off, if you will, of the Brady Bunch with the Bradshaw Bunch. That also comes out on the 17th September, which that day, that'll be busy. No doubt about that with NXT UK returning. We'll have that, and then I believe the NFL Thursday Night Football game that week to kick off week 2. We're a week from Thursday out with the Houston Texans and Kansas City Chiefs. They'll have live reactions, play live right here on YouTube of the NFL opener for 2020 as well. So be sure to tune in. I believe it's the Bengals and Browns in the AFC North, if I'm not mistaken. So if I do in fact watch NXT UK and live reaction stream to it, we might be in for a doubleheader on Thursday, depending on what time, of course, NXT UK begins and how long it'll be. I believe it's a 2-hour show, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, I've never really watched NXT UK, so if anybody knows, please let me know in the comments below, whether you're watching this live or on playback or whatever the case may be. Like I said, I've only watched bits and pieces of NXT UK, but now with the new reintroduction, and they're gonna try to make it 10 times better than what it's been before. We'll probably get some changes, but I'm pretty sure it was 3 o'clock East Coast here in the U.S. With the 5-hour differential in London, 5 hours ahead, so an 8 p.m. start live or pre-taped for them over there. And then, a few hour difference in between then as well for the start of Thursday Night Football that week too. With, I believe it's Bengals Browns, if I'm not mistaken. I know my schedule for the first week now of the NFL season. Thursday night, start of the 10th, a week from Thursday, Texans and Chiefs. That Sunday, it'll be Bucks Saints as Tom Brady makes his Tampa Bay debut against Drew Brees and New Orleans Saints that are potentially trying to trade their starter running back now Kamara. We'll have to see if that comes to fruition or not. But then also that Monday night, for the first of 2 Monday night games to kick off the year, the Pittsburgh Steelers will play at the New York Football Giants at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. So as of now, 3 NFL games week 1, and then I believe kickoff week 2 for Thursday Night Football that week. It'll be Bengals Browns with Joe Burrow and Baker Mayfield, 2 former first round picks, two former Heisman Trophy winners as well. And now Oklahoma in college football in the Big 12, they're going to play along with the ACC and SEC. The president and Donald Trump trying to get the Big Ten to potentially return earlier than expected. And now there's some rumors floating around that the Big Ten could potentially return as early as Thanksgiving, or now as early as October the 10th. So that might put a hole in what I have planned for flashback college football live reactions for Penn State. But we'll have to figure that out, of course, over the next 2 days, and then go from there. Rhea Ripley backstage with a promo. So that's the promo that we're getting tonight. Now next it'll be Bronson Reed, Timothy Thatcher in singles. Bronson Reed actually getting a new entrance video package on the Titantron tonight as he walks to the ring. All he is, I've said before, is another Otis. And no offense to either or, but they haven't done anything with Otis since he won Money in the Bank, and they honestly haven't done anything with Money in the Bank over the past few years either. Because whoever wins it now, it seems like whenever they cash in, they're going to lose. So, all Otis is Bull Dempsey and, or all Bronson Reed is, excuse me. All Otis is too. I mean, they're all the same. It's Bull Dempsey, Otis, and now Bronson Reed. So, we'll see how this goes. You would think Timothy Thatcher's going to win, and then we'll get Thatcher, Damian Priest for the NXT North American title maybe next week, or in a few weeks on NXT TV. But Bronson Reed, Timothy Thatcher coming up next right now on NXT TV on USA. Hashtag WWE NXT once again when you share on social media. Going back to football there for a moment. Week 2 in the NFL then, that Sunday the Steelers will host the Denver Broncos. Week 3 they'll host the Houston Texans, so that's the 14th, 20th, and 27th as they begin on a Monday night this year on the road against the Giants as mentioned. And then also now with Clash Champions on the 27th rather than the 20th, the Sunday night game, week 2 on the Sunday, September the 20th date, will in fact be a Super Bowl rematch with the New England Patriots going on the road to take on Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. So we'll get Cam Newton in prime time early this season, week 2 on the road against Russell and the Hawks. And then week 3, it'll be Green Bay on the road in New Orleans take on the Saints. That should be a good game. That'll be head-to-head with WWE Clash Champions. So a few doubleheaders there as usual to begin the year and all season long as we've seen in the past few years as well. So just be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media, and tune back in live right here on YouTube for more live reactions. Play of college football, the NFL, and professional wrestling with AEW and the WWE. My AEW All Out preview predictions will be, in fact, tomorrow night after AEW Dynamite live reactions. Won't be a separate video as it normally is. However, unfortunately, once again, I will not be watching AEW All Out on Saturday, so no live reactions on that end either. So thanks for the continued support though, and just be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Bronson Reed, Timothy Thatcher throwing some haymakers back and forth at each other here in the now third match of NXT tonight after the add-in with Candice and Casey, and Bronson with a senton bomb right to the midsection of Timothy Thatcher, who honestly, he would be one that would honestly do good on Raw Underground, I think. And I thought about this last night too, potentially, with another draft or shakeup nearing, potentially next month in October. Braun Strowman wouldn't be that bad of a guy to put on Raw Underground, especially right now when I said in my predictions, and I've said it all weekend for Payback, here the past few days. To me, it seems like with him dropping the title and then losing the rematch and the no holds barred triple threat on Sunday, Reigns your new Universal Champ once again. It seems to me they don't know what the hell they're going to do moving forward with Braun Strowman. And if they really want to get Raw Underground, moving and Bronson Reed, Timothy Thatcher, Reed in control, just knocked out Thatcher, who honestly he'd do good on NXT UK too, from being across the pond in Europe. I believe he might have even actually wrestled in NXT UK before being brought to NXT here in the States. But like I said, I really haven't watched NXT UK before, so other than the Worlds Collide event this past Royal Rumble weekend, as instead of having a takeover, they had Worlds Collide. And honestly, they were going to move forward with Worlds Collide every Big Four pay-per-view weekend. And of course, right before WrestleMania, middle of March, pandemic, and now here from behind, who the hell's that? That's Austin Theory. Austin Theory from behind, taking out Bronson Reed. Austin Theory back in NXT, talked about that over the course of the past few days as well. Now Timothy Thatcher with a submission, an armbar locked in on Bronson Reed, and that looks to do it. Looks to be it. No, Bronson Reed getting up, trying to reverse this, trying to hit some right hands. So that really didn't hurt Bronson Reed by any means with the attack from Austin Theory, but Thatcher still has the armbar locked in, and Bronson Reed does in fact tap out. Timothy Thatcher with the win via submission after an interference that the ref did not see from Austin Theory, attacking Bronson Reed. So Thatcher with the win here tonight on NXT. They're going to have Worlds Collide, Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series weekends, but then, of course, nobody thought a pandemic would hit, but here we are, and we're still here. We're still in the middle of it. They, of course, with TakeOver Tampa, played that out over a few weeks on NXT TV. Mania turned into 2 nights, so no Worlds Collide that weekend. And then we just had SummerSlam, and there was no Worlds Collide because we had TakeOver 30, because still with the travel and then NXT UK being relaunched, we'll see what happens come Survivor Series, if we're sort of back to normal by then. I highly doubt it, but hey, you never know, as we see some replays. So, maybe come January, if they don't get it by Survivor Series, Worlds Collide would make a return, but that's really the only time I've ever seen NXT UK. I mean, like I said, I've seen clips and highlights, and I've seen bits and pieces of shows, but never watched one from start to finish. So on the 17th, I might be tuning in and watching, but just keep an eye out on social media and like, follow, and subscribe. Adam Cole now, along with Ciampa, backstage, getting warmed up, and that'll be coming up next. A fatal 4-way 60-minute Iron Man match for the vacant NXT Championship with Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano. And as we head to another commercial break, hopefully, like I said, it'll be commercial free. I highly doubt it. They'll have split screens. Like the action Kickstarter coming up very, very shortly. You get a foot-long free when you buy 2. The new Hoagie sub commercial, and that was with the Watts. As 2 of the 3 are in the Steel City playing for the Steelers. JJ still in Houston with the Texans. The Bill Belichick commercial, though, for them, if you haven't seen that, the Prince, Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Bebe, Tommaso Ciampa trying to recapture Goldie, and then Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano. 60-minute Iron Man match. This will go until the end of NXT tonight at 10 o'clock. And then, like I said, heard a little rumor earlier from a little birdie that potentially the ending might lead into finally determine a new NXT champion over a 2-week period, really over a 3.5-week period, and really over the past 2 months. Then at that point, we would have had what, 4 NXT champs with Adam Cole, Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, and then whoever wins the Fatal 4-Way or potential singles match next week, depending on what happens. So, I mean, they got to get it right, though. And I get if that's what it takes to play it out, but, you know, stuff happens. So, of course, yeah, they're doing a good job about it, and they put 4 former NXT champions in the mix, I believe, in an Iron Man match in NXT history. In NXT history, especially for the title too. So that's coming up next. Aerial shot of full Thunderdome for NXT, but we do have that for Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-views. And now Vic, a rumor potentially with in a cage fight next Tuesday on NXT. Here comes Johnny Gargano, someone who, yeah, all heart, no soul, the rebel himself, someone I really haven't liked. I want to put him in this position. Between him and Ciampa, you know, I like Ciampa better than him, but we got 4 former NXT champs now on a Fatal 4-Way 60-minute Iron Man match right now on NXT to determine the new champ. One that's got the least percentage to win. Shock your system. History. Defeated Gargano at NXT TakeOver 25, June of 19. And he held the title until he lost. Here comes the Prince, Fergal Devitt, Finn Balor. First ever Universal Champion. Defeated Rollins at SummerSlam 2016. Kevin Owens vanquished the title due to an injury. He was no Demon Balor by any means here tonight. Maybe next week if him and Cole or him and Ciampa or him and Gargano or whoever, a tie of some sorts. Don't give any hints out, but yeah, that's sort of what I heard earlier, that we're going to have a tie. Would be Adam Cole and Finn Balor for the NXT Championship, because they teased it, but they never did anything with it. We've seen Ciampa and Gargano how many times before, but we've never seen Cole and Balor go at it in NXT for the title in singles competition. So, if I had to pick a winner or two tonight, it's going to be Finn Balor or Adam Cole. And then you go from there. But over the course of the next hour or so, we'll find out exactly what does in fact happen. Here comes Tommaso Ciampa. No one will survive. At least he's wearing his mask. At least he's wearing a mask. It's the least we can ask here in 2020. This honestly, could go down depending on how it goes. I mean, everybody's moveset, and you know, it'll be all nitty gritty. It'll all be fine and dandy then, and then, well, we head to a commercial break after the entrances before the match is even going to get started. And then, like I said, we'll probably get, because it probably won't be commercial free, we'll get split screen commercials. You know, but it'll most definitely be better than anything we've seen probably. Reconnect. Thanks once again though for tuning in and watching. Like, follow, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. Share hashtag WWE NXT. I'll get to chat questions and comments in a second. If you have a chat question or comment along with super chats or super stickers, please do not hesitate to let me know in the comment section below. So, a commercial break before this Fatal 4-Way 60-minute Iron Man match main event on NXT tonight. NXT Super Tuesday once more begins. 4 former NXT champions, Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano.
Don't go thinking all violence is the work of hateful men.
We'll come back from this commercial break and start, I would think, right at 9 o'clock. They'll then give it a full 60, because that's what it's supposed to be. I mean, Iron Man matches in general in NXT history, from what I can recall, I mean, I know Bayley and Sasha had a few, and I was talking about that within the past 2 weeks or so with NXT TakeOver 30, and then, you know, potential new feud with them two on SmackDown for the women's title there. And that's hard to believe that was 5 years ago now. And like I said, I can't remember what TakeOver event that was, but we really haven't had a whole lot of, from what I can recall at least, Iron Man matches as a whole in general across all WWE as of late. But this match coming up next, with what we know all 4 can do, it's going to be can't miss. It's going to be one that's going to very well, for sure, go down in the history books as, like I said, potentially one of the best matches in quite some time, and maybe the best NXT Championship match ever. Just because you have 4 former NXT champions, and it's 60 minutes. Like, we know there's going to be a lot of pinfalls. You know, really the only way to win is by pinfall or submission. Here we go, bell rings, match underway. This is an NXT Championship match to determine the new NXT champion, with Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano after carrying across for English title last Wednesday night after defeating Keith Lee at NXT TakeOver 30. We have a time clock in the bottom left corner as well. So we're already at 59:35. And Ciampa and Balor working together. Gargano ringside. Adam Cole in the corner. And it's like, you know, whenever my time comes, okay, we'll get into it, and, you know, we'll fight. But hey, if you want to hold off and, you know, sit back and watch for a little bit, you can do that too, because you got a full 60 minutes. As long, of course, as, you know, somebody pins somebody else and it's not 1, 2, 3 and you miss it, and then you're not champion. Of course, then at that point you're not going to win. I've heard that a 2 history as of late. I highly doubt that's going to happen. You never know. But we'll have a lot of pinfalls. We'll have a lot of close finishes in the first 55 minutes. But not really a whole lot's going to happen. Ciampa now looking underneath the ring. Yeah, first ever fatal 4-way Iron Man match. That's 60 minutes in length in NXT history. It is an Iron Man match too, and like I said, we haven't had a whole lot of these in quite a while, so roll-wise, I probably should have freshened up on those beforehand. I can't honestly remember if we can have any objects, any weapons used by any means, or not. But Iron Man means you can last however long it is, whether it's they're normally 30 or 60 minutes. The Seth Rollins gauntlet matches, you know, they last an hour or so. But as advertised as it's been, you know, over the 4 championship, the caliber level of this match, to me, there hasn't been, you know, one like this in forever. Cole throwing Ciampa ringside. Cole back in the ring with that's Finn Balor, and honestly, 2 of the best wrestlers in the world are in this match right now. They're going at it with Cole and Balor. The main roster on Friday Night SmackDown currently. That's Kenny Omega and AJ Styles. But Balor with a cover on Cole. Kick out at 1. Members of the Bullet Club. So they teased a little bit. I believe it was either yesterday or you know, do something there, but that probably won't ever happen. That's just to get people talking. There comes Gargano with some left hands to Adam Cole. In NXT and up on the main roster as well. Videos from all professional wrestling events right here on the channel. Be sure. That's a triple threat NXT Championship match that had a partner of his now in the Undisputed Era, Roderick Strong, who wasn't at the time, and Andrade, who is your current champion. And then Gargano and Ciampa a few months later. Saw Balor maybe around that same time too. Up on the main roster. And then saw Cole up on the main roster as well, wrestle Daniel Bryan. NXT takeover of SmackDown after Crown Jewel this past, actually coming up on a year now, come a few months. And then also saw Balor back down in NXT before the pandemic, which was pretty cool to see because never got the chance to see him when he was there before, and then they call him up and then they bring him back down. Gargano doing the Undisputed Era sign in the middle of the ring. We're at 52 minutes and counting. 52 on the dot. 52 minutes and now probably about 46 seconds to go in the 60-minute Iron Man match for the NXT Championship. Gargano working Adam Cole. Ciampa and Balor ringside, trying to get back at it. But we got a lot of time. We got enough time to have all of wrestling across all 15-20 minutes anymore. Cole from behind with a neck breaker on Gargano. Then maybe with 5 minutes to go, but here comes Balor. Cole with a few right hands down Finn. Knee to the back. Kick to Gargano, setting him ringside, and then Ciampa also still ringside as well. I would think at some point we'll get a DIY tease. Cole with the headlock on Finn Balor. Okay, they don't need to be shown the clock every minute and a half. we know this is going to be a 60-minute match. There's no way in hell this ends before, 10 or 2, from what I heard, if it is a potential tie, and then they have to figure out what the hell's going to go on, what the hell's going to happen, and then Gargano or Regal, Triple H comes out. Maybe even the game comes out and says, hey, we're going to have another match now next week. But that's sort of what's going to happen. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it's the Falcon Arrow on Ciampa, and then has Ciampa in a headlock in the ring. So, well, we just had Gargano and Cole Balor. Now we have Balor Ciampa. So, and now we head to a regular commercial break. No split screen commercial. Those, but no, nothing at this point. At least for this match. So, if you're watching this on playback and you don't want to just, obviously thanks for tuning in and watching, but you can, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button if you haven't done so already. You can just, fast forward the little ticker at the bottom about probably 40-45 minutes result for what is going to happen. Encyclopedia Sports, Cool Hand Luke 96. So be sure, as always, to like, follow, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. Share hashtag WWE NXT. Links in the description below for social media as well. And we'll get back to the action following this commercial break. Coming up very, very shortly. Also, AEW Dynamite live reactions. Play-by-play tomorrow night with AEW All Out preview predictions following the show live right here on YouTube. So also be sure to tune in. And also, as well, on top of that, keep an eye.
At T-Mobile, we have a plan built just for customers 55 and up, saving 50% versus other carriers with 2 unlimited lines for less than $30 each.
Why do I always fall asleep on the bus after school? Why am I so tired?
That's what we always wondered. But then he was diagnosed with narcolepsy, so he was more than tired. Visit morethantired.com now. Learn about the 5 symptoms of narcolepsy. Take
Nauseous, dizzy, feel like your mind's dizziness and vomiting. Dramamine and put an end to it.
Today's discussion will be around sliced meat.
Mom, what's healthy and affordable?
Landed Cross Premium.
No added hormones either. It's the only.
Let's go. Kentucky, something on the left there. Better my feeling.
I have to go, just in case anyone... Hold on, I gotta write this down. Oh, that's right. Nobody cares.
You are looking
44 minutes and 55 seconds. I don't know about that. I don't think, but I don't know. Okay, so they have the total amount of wins between these 4 as well. At the wins, or a count out by any means. There's no DQ as well because it's fatal 4-way. So, I mean, at that point, yeah, okay, we're gonna have a few pinfalls, I would think, in the meantime. From Gargano, 1-2, kick out by Johnny Wrestling.
right here. Off of Johnny Gargano, Cole able to get his right shoulder up. And then following that, Adam Cole, what you can do, I can do better. But still, Cole Wade did not get the first goal.
A match of this nature with competitors of this caliber.
Top rope.
Clear for that. Panama City Center.
Here comes Finn Balor out of nowhere. Gargano with a kick to the back ahead of Finn. Cole with a super kick, baby. Ciampa catches him with the other. The face of Adam Cole. Now 42-50, along with a few fans, it looks like. It looks like there's a few fans there actually tonight. Whether they're friends or family of NXT talent or not, beats me, but that was a good sequence. Balor with his, and then Ciampa with his knee, so all 4 down and out. Ciampa up on his one knee. And then Balor throwing Gargano, or Ciampa, excuse me, into Cole, who's sitting up on the top rope.
And how with the cardio conditioning, the gas tank on Finn Balor?
And we have a looked more like a vertical power bomb than a suplex or superplex. And now Gargano pulling Ciampa into the ring post in the corner. And then Gargano in the middle of the ring, 1-2 on Finn, 1-2 on Cole. Kickouts as well. So Gargano with the most control right now. Yeah, that because Ciampa was on top. 40 minutes. 40 minutes and counting left. Each superstar with 0 pinfalls or submissions. So we're still tied. We still might be tied. 1 for Gargano or 2 for 2 of them, and then 1, for the other 2, and then okay, there's your tie. Rather than a 4-way tie, then we have another fatal 4-way next week. Nobody's going to buy into 2 fatal 4-ways, 2 weeks in a row, especially if they're 60-minute Iron Man matches, for God's sake. Because you have other talent that, want to be on TV too. This match is flying by. Hell, we're already 21 minutes into it. That's hard to believe. Sling blade from Finn. Gargano in position for that. Finn climbing up top. Finn up on his shoulder. Power slam there is one down and out once again. And okay, now we go to a split screen commercial. So we still have the action up in our top left-hand corner with Mickey D's. In the meantime, fatal 4-way, 60-minute Iron Man match for the vacant NXT Championship with Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, and Gargano. Ciampa now looking to gain some control as well. Cole comes out of nowhere there, backbreaker after a kick to the midsection, and I would think Gargano is probably going to be next to do something with everyone, and rightfully so, because this is what normally happens in triple threats or fatal 4-ways. They get to the finish, they'll go home. Cole going to expose that right knee brace now. Cole going to go off the ropes. Ciampa actually catches him before he's trying to get out of it. Gargano off the ropes. Has Cole now in a submission. And when Ciampa have Cole and Balor in submissions in the middle of the ring. It's Cole in a... Cole trying to grab the bottom rope now. Gargano had Cole in a face lock. And then Ciampa was working the... and Finn Balor and Cole, too sweet. That goes back to Bullet Club, and we have a too sweet with Adam Cole and Finn Balor. They're going to work together now. That's a little surprising. Actually not. Well, it's a little surprising Balor did too sweet him, but sorry for any technical difficulties once again with the disconnect and reconnect. It seems like this time of night, for some reason, while I'm live streaming with SummerSlam just this past Sunday, it seems like it goes out a lot. It disconnects and reconnects around that time. So here we are again tonight, and once again, disconnect and reconnect. But Balor just hit a coup de grace on Cole and then a cover 1, 2, 3. So Balor with a pinfall in this match. Balor now as well throwing Gargano into the corner. Chop right to the chest. Ciampa trying to get back into swing of things as well.
try to play defense and keep everyone out of the ring.
I'll be striking you with a length of time left in this matchup.
If
Finn Balor just beating down everyone again, just stomping away now on Ciampa repeatedly. Is the Prince. Oh, and now gets Gargano. And another one to Gargano. And then Ciampa. Back and forth goes Balor.
Balor in the corner, jumping off the bottom rope and stomping Ciampa in the chest with his left foot, and just back and forth, then stomping Gargano in his chest with his right foot. And Adam Cole still down and out after that coup de grace on the pinfall. But here comes Cole now back up on the ring apron. Balor's been in he's had the most control so far in this match. And now we're going to go to another split screen commercial. So at least the action will, in fact, continue during this commercial break with a split screen commercial. And once again, sorry for any technical difficulties with the buffering and then the disconnect and reconnect. It's technology, folks. It is what it is. At least the live stream continues and it doesn't technically end. It just picks back up after the reconnect and the restart. So that's why sometimes I'm repeating just a few of the things that I've said in the meantime that might have cut out. So if you're, say, watching back on playback, replay of this, and hey, what the hell just happened? Well, I still have you covered, and then we'll continue on. We'll move forward with the action. So just is what it is. There's nothing really I can do about it. Like I said before, I've looked into it and it just reconnects, and it's not like internet-wise, that's crap. Like internet on the good side of things. So yeah, it's not dial-up by any means, as we see a commercial with that noise, but it just does it, and sometimes it does it more so than not, more often than normally does. But hey, it is what it is. So split screen commercial. Cole and Ciampa working in the middle of the ring, and Ciampa gonna go powerbomb on Adam Cole. Yeah, powerbomb to the knees of Ciampa. Cover, 1, 2, and Gargano, or Balor, breaks that up. I was gonna say, if Cole would get pinned again by anybody, that's not a good look for him by any means, being pinned with another powerbomb to the knees, and that was to Johnny Wrestling, and Balor once again with another breakup. So this fatal 4-way 60-minute Iron Man match for the NXT Championship will, in fact, continue. And Ciampa with a cover on her. Balor actually reverses that 1-2. Ciampa kicks out. And Ciampa gonna go for another powerbomb right to the knees of Finn Balor now. So he's done that to all three competitors, and Balor, for the third consecutive time, kicks out. So Ciampa with the powerbomb to the knees, 1-2 kick out by Adam Cole, 1-2 kick out by Johnny Gargano, 1-2 kick out by Finn Balor. So Ciampa something else out here, it seems like, if he's going to want to win this match.
Crispy and cheesy. And I just want to keep eating it. And eating it.
So good meat, they ran out of cheese.
What happened about those champagne and candles? Don't live for me to answer that. Where's the fire, Rollins?
Where were you, on your yacht?
So we're gonna go to the party without staying.
Ciampa on his knees in the middle of the ring by himself.
Better and better.
Everyone down and out ringside because he just hit power bombs on all three and they all kicked out. Hashtag NXT title once again. This is a new NXT champ. And now Ciampa ringside with some right hands to Adam Cole. And yeah, Ciampa going back to that. Yeah, he never lost the NXT title. He had to relinquish that due to an injury, and then he was on the shelf for quite a while, and they never really put him back in a situation where he had the chance to regain and re-win the NXT championship. Goldie, as he's called it numerous times before. But here comes Finn Balor with a drop kick through the middle of the ropes to Ciampa, and then some stomps to Adam Cole ringside as well. And then now Ciampa with a Randy Orton vintage DDT off the middle rope to Finn Balor. Ciampa now going with the pedigree DDT. But here comes Johnny Gargano throwing Ciampa out of the ring, and Gargano pins 1, 2, 3 Finn Balor. So Johnny Gargano with a pinfall now as well, with 26:32 remaining in this match. So you would think coming up next, either Ciampa or Cole's going to pick up a pinfall. And they'll all have one pinfall with a few minutes left. And then, we might have a few quick in the meantime pinfalls to get it tied up, or have somebody go up 2-1, or tied at 2 then. And then the third will, or maybe even the second, if we're all tied at 1. At the end, the second then for whoever will be the clinching win. And Cole off the ropes with running knee cover on Ciampa, kick out at 2 once again. Hashtag NXT title. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers, always greatly appreciated. Cole was going to go for another running knee to the back of that Ciampa, and Ciampa with a clothesline to Adam Cole.
Barely able to stand up straight, bouncing against the rope, such as the exhaustion abuse he's taken thus far in the match.
Ciampa now once again going to go for another fairy tale ending on AC. Super kick from Cole. Here comes Finn Balor. Balor with another sling blade. And then Cole in the meantime with another super kick to Balor and a super kick to Gargano, who's back in it now as well. Gargano off the top rope. Cole off the top rope, excuse me. Panama Sunrise to Johnny Wrestling, cover 1, 2, 3. Adam Cole now with a pinfall as well. So Finn Balor with 1, Adam Cole with 1, Johnny Gargano with 1, and Tommaso Ciampa still with 0. And now 24:30 remaining. That was probably the quick pinfall. It was only a few minutes since our last. Ciampa's going to get a 1, and then we're going to be tied at 1. And then there's probably going to be 2 of these guys that they'll end with 2, and then that'll be it. Because if it does next week, but hey, that might just be, throwing, a dart at the wall and, seeing if it sticks. As a rumor to get people to, tune in and then potentially, start talking, as I've been all night, about next week with another NXT Championship match. Because sometimes you buy into those things, sometimes you don't. It just depends. Ciampa with a cover on Gargano, kick out at 2. Cole was going to go for a pin, or a running knee, and then Balor pulled him ringside. So Ciampa took advantage of the pin, and then Gargano kicked out. Ciampa once again here with a right hand to Cole on the ring apron. Right hand to Gargano in the middle of the ring. Ciampa going to go for another DDT. A double DDT now to Cole and Gargano from the middle rope. And the double DDT connects from Ciampa to Gargano and Cole. Gargano still just standing there on his head. And the fairy tale ending, the DDT from Ciampa. 1, 2, 3 to Adam Cole. So Cole's been pinned twice in this now. And all 4 competitors with 22:40 remaining have 1 pinfall apiece. Thank you, Vic Joseph. I swear to God, I'm button.
An even level playing field. All 4 competitors have a victory. This plays the pressure even thicker as we get into the twilight of this matchup.
22 remaining.
We're still at square one. Let's go back to some of the action.
Take a look at this.
See some replays with all 4, Ciampa, Cole, and Gargano in the middle of the ring. But some replays of just a few of the most recent maneuvers to get to this point, with all 4 competitors now having 1 pinfall apiece. So NXT Super Tuesday, not disappointing. Yeah, Gargano, I don't even think he knows where the hell he's at. This is awesome chance. And all four now up on their feet with 21 to go. We're going to have a quadruple super kick between the four. Now, Balor goes after Cole. Ciampa goes after Gargano. Ciampa goes after Balor. Cole goes after Gargano. Right hands left and right. Just right and left. Back and forth with all these four now. Balor off the ropes. Kick to the face of Cole. He's ringside. Gargano also rolls out of the ring. Now face to face, it's Balor and Ciampa. They'll probably go to town now. And then ringside, they did this last night or Sunday at Payback too. I believe it was Payback Sunday. Might have been a recent. Yeah, it was Payback. It was with that tag team match with Ray and Dominic against Seth and Buddy. And they were just hitting haymakers back and forth on each other. Ciampa and Balor just double clothesline to take each other outside. So now, once again, four competitors down and out. The ref checking in on everybody to make sure everyone's all right. Maybe the big dog Roman Reigns will come out and wreck everyone and leave and become NXT champion again. Or become NXT champion for the first time ever, honestly. He's never held that before. But become the first ever Universal and NXT champion at the same time. Balor's done that before, but obviously, yeah, held it separate times. 19 minutes, we're under 20 to go. 19:20. That was 100 years ago, and that was the last time we had a pandemic. Fast forward to 2020, 100 years later, now, we have another pandemic, and hopefully everyone's staying safe. Ciampa with a right hand to Finn. Ciampa throwing Finn into the corner. Cover. 1, 2, kick out. 1, 2, kick out at 1 actually. 1, 2, kick out by Finn. So 3 times in a row, not a charm for Ciampa. On Finn Balor. Finn telling him, hey, kick me. Ciampa now off the ropes, a running knee into the corner at the side of the head of Fergal Devitt, Finn Balor. One of the 4 former NXT champions in this Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Championship tonight. A 60-minute Iron Man match. So once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Hashtag NXT title, hashtag WWE NXT when you share on social media. And Ciampa now off the ropes once again, another run. Ciampa now ringside, throwing Johnny Wrestling into the barricade, into the plexiglass. And Ciampa, yeah, give yourself a round of applause and pat yourself on the back, up on the ring apron, throwing Gargano and Cole into the plexiglass. Cole looking to go up top with about 15 minutes left. Ciampa with a chop right to the chest of AC. And we might have a vertical suplex with all 4 competitors now, once they give a moment for Balor and Gargano to get involved. Cole actually somehow gets down off top rope and was going to go for a powerbomb, but then hits a super kick right to the back of the left knee at Tommaso Ciampa. And Ciampa in some pain. And I would think this is now going to be the last split screen commercial of the evening, the last commercial break. Cole with a figure 4 on Ciampa in the middle of the ring. Here comes, that is Finn Balor with a stomp right at the chest of Cole. Now cover 1, 2, kick out at 2.5. Because it already is quarter to 10. And, with about 13, 14 minutes left now. A few minutes to celebrate or determine on what's going to happen next week potentially. They'll close it out. They'll go home here, you would think, shortly. But Finn now with Ciampa in the middle of the ring with submission. Cole with a super kick to Finn. And Cole gonna drag Finn across the ring and go after Ciampa's right knee now. Ciampa quick roll up though. 1, 2, kick out at 2.5. Cole.
The Big Loft Sectionals mattresses and more, like the sofa for just $2.99. Up to $300 off select ceiling mattress sets too. Plus same-day delivery from BigLots.com during the big Labor Day sale at Big Lots.
A lot of time to think about what's important to me.
Figure 4 locked in. Ciampa trying to reach the ropes.
Start something great. Match.
Apartments.com makes getting into a new home easier than ever. Apartments.com, the most popular place to find a place. T-Mobile and Sprint have merged, and T-Mobile
Cole still with that figure 4 locked in on Ciampa.
Introducing Scam Shield, free from T-Mobile. Get fewer scam calls, period. With T-Mobile's supercharged network.
And now Ciampa gonna reverse it, it looks like here. But here comes, that's Gargano. He's gonna put the crossface on Ciampa. So Cole with the figure 4 on Ciampa. Ciampa revert, and they're all going to be locked up once we come back from the split screen. Finn with a stomp to both Johnny and Tommaso. Finn now with some right hands to Adam Cole as that figure 4 is unlocked.
The Rat Shop Lunch is September 17 only.
What's wrong with those taillights? They're broken.
So Finn Balor once again in control. Finn throwing Johnny Gargano into the corner. 11 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in this match with 1 pinfall for all 4 competitors, all 4 former NXT champions, and Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano. Balor throwing Cole into the corner. Finn with a right forearm. Now kick to Ciampa in the corner.
One decision apiece in this 4-way 60-minute Iron Man match. The winner, whoever has the most deciding falls, will be crowned the new
Balor with a chop.
NXT champion here on NXT Super Tuesday here on the USA Network.
I'm astounded that anybody isn't astounded.
Balor with a vertical suplex there on Johnny Wrestling. Kick out at 2.
Half second away from another pinfall in this matchup. That time would have put Johnny Gargano down.
And Balor now with a chop to Ciampa. And as Balor was throwing Ciampa into the corner, his left knee gave out. Falls down. Cole ringside. Balor now with Ciampa's left knee. Now has him in a sharpshooter. Sit down on that left thigh a little bit more. Ciampa trying to reach the ropes once again. Balor with a sharpshooter locked in. Rope break. Now Balor just stomps on the outside of the left knee of Ciampa as he gets up.
Balor right now has to be in the best shape Tommaso Ciampa been. Arguably, he's in the worst shape of the four.
Like, if they don't have Balor or Cole win, especially Balor, because I would get Cole in the Undisputed Era being called to the main roster. But if Balor doesn't win the NXT title, what are they going to do with him? Like, other than him putting over talent as Randy Orton's doing right now. Under 10 to go. 9:26. Now 9:20. 9:09. Balor with another coup de grace that misses. Ciampa rolls out of the way. Double super kick from Cole and Gargano to Finn, and then Gargano with a super kick of his own to Adam Cole. So Gargano in control now. 9 minutes and counting.
Perhaps the least deserving of his people in this matchup was scored at one apiece, remember.
And all four competitors still have one pinfall. Somebody's going to pick up a second here, and then somebody's going to pick up a second, you would think then, if the rumors are true, to close it out, and then we'll have a tie. Gargano suicide dive to Cole into the barricade. There's not a whole lot of room there either, right in the plexiglass. NXT chants. We're coming down to the wire here to close out NXT tonight. Once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Gargano back in the ring. 8 minutes. 1 second. Now 7:59. Balor was going to go for a DDT. Gargano reverses and hits a DDT of his own off the ring apron ringside. So now if you fast forward until the end, here we are about 7 minutes. And I was wrong on the last split screen commercial. We go to another one. So this will now be the final split screen commercial of these things. But yeah, if you fast forward from earlier, we're coming down to it. The last 5-6 minutes or so now in this 60-minute Iron Man match for the NXT Championship with, once again, Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano. Winner will become NXT Champion once again after Karrion Kross had to relinquish the title last Wednesday due to an injury, a separated shoulder he suffered at NXT TakeOver 30 versus the limitless Keith Lee, who's now up on the main roster on Monday Night Raw. Talked about everything going on up there a little bit ago, so be sure to tune back in tomorrow night for AEW Dynamite, along with my AEW All Out preview predictions. Keep an eye out for college football and NFL previews for this upcoming season, along with more college football.
Certain cancers. Hey, cancer. Not your child. Don't wait. Talk to your child's doctor about HPV vaccination today.
With FanDuel's best ball, simply draft your team with some manager lineup postseason long. To make it even easier, what's up, Jeff? You got Coach Jeff Fisher to help manage Tony's team.
Nice walk, Doctor. Not bad. And administer whispers. Great cat.
FanDuel. Join now and try best ball free. Monday, experience raw like never before.
He's looking for the super kick that's caught. And a super kick by Adam Cole. Gargano dropped. Followed up by a second. Gargano to his knees. Cole looking for the last shot. No one home. Gargano looking for the Gargano escape.
Well, such is the passion and the pride and the desire of every man in this.
Gargano just hit a few super kicks on Adam Cole. Now has him in a crossface. Cole's been pinned to pinfall victory or submission in this match. Gargano, Cole actually tried to reverse that. Gargano rolls it through as he normally does. And here comes Ciampa dragging Cole and Gargano ringside now.
Ciampa was down and out, but somehow, some way, bought himself enough time to get round. That knee clearly.
Ciampa with a big kick right to the face of Johnny Wrestling. It's a fatal four-way, 16-minute Iron Man match. We're down the final few minutes here, 3-4 to go. Ciampa throwing Balor into the plexiglass.
Looking to wait out the other two competitors to buy enough time to get a pinfall submission in the middle of the ring.
And if you can score a pinfall at this point in the matchup, you have to think it is going to be something that one fall, I'm sure, is going to win this now.
Ciampa not at 100%, trying to shake feeling into his knee. His left knee is Ciampa on the outside.
Ciampa with a vertical suplex ringside Adam Cole.
Might be smart strategy by Ciampa. Decimating his opponents on the floor and then toss one in, try to pin him. I mean, Ciampa could be closing down the victory.
Ciampa at the cost of his own
3:03 to go. There comes 3 now, 2:55. Hashtag NXT title. Chat questions and comments always greatly appreciated. Ciampa looking underneath the ring once again for something. We had no weapons by any means used, but Ciampa going to use the bottom of the ring. Jeez. Face first, Johnny Wrestling into the bottom of the ring. Ciampa now back in the ring, cover on Gargano. 1, 2, Cole drags Ciampa out. Cole with the right hand. Ciampa with the right hand. Ciampa now going to cover Gargano once again. Cover 1, 2. Balor drags Ciampa out. I would think we're under 2 minutes now. And Balor just got thrown into part of the entrance. Same thing with Cole. Ciampa in control here. Ciampa limping, hobbling back into the ring to cover Gargano. And then Ciampa with like a, I don't even know what the hell that was. He just chopped him right in the neck. About took his Adam's apple out. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. 1.5 minutes. Now 1:25 to go. Ciampa standing right above Johnny Wrestling, former DIY tag team partners. Finn Balor with a coup de grace and a pin. 1, 2, 3 with 18 seconds left. Finn Balor with 2 pinfalls. Everyone else still has 1. We got about 12 seconds left. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7. Cole with a running knee trying to pin Finn Balor. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3 though. And Adam Cole, Finn Balor are going to tie to close things out with 2 pinfalls apiece. Gargano and Ciampa with 1. And yeah, what the hell did just happen? Finn Balor, Adam Cole with 2 pinfalls apiece. And Cole saying, hey, I won, I'm the NXT champion. And no. Balor also has 2, a replay of what did in fact just happen. That was good. From Ciampa to Gargano, and then a coup de grace off the top rope with 20 seconds in the pin. 1, 2, 3, Balor to Ciampa, and then Cole from out of nowhere with a running knee to the back of the head of Finn Balor, and then he tried rolling him over and couldn't, and then as soon as they did hit 3 seconds, the ref 1, 2, 3 real quick to finish it out and have them both get 2 pinfalls before time expired. And that's exactly what just happened. So now Ciampa and Gargano are out of it. Finn Balor and Adam Cole have just tied. Here comes William Regal, as thought. And Regal now with the title. Who is the champion? They both tied. Here's what we're going to do, says Regal. Next week on NXT. Super Tuesday 2. 1-on-1. Balor winner will become the new NXT champion. So this will continue to be continued for NXT Super Tuesday. Next week, NXT Super Tuesday 2, a rematch of some sorts between Finn Balor and Adam Cole. to determine the new NXT champion. That'll be singles. A sudden death NXT championship match 1 week from tonight. And that'll close it out. They fade to black with the closing credits. And both Finn Balor and Adam Cole with 2 pinfalls apiece in tonight's Fatal 4-Way 60-minute Iron Man match to determine the new NXT champion. However, that is now to be continued. Next week, NXT Super Tuesday 2. They're keeping us on the edge of our seats. They are making us want to come back. It'll be Adam Cole. It'll be Finn Balor. Now 2 former NXT champions in a sudden death rematch 1 week from tonight to determine the new NXT champion. That'll do it for myself, Cool Hand Luke 96 this evening. Let this buffer catch up to itself, let it disconnect and reconnect as it just did. So sorry for any technical difficulties. Once again, as mentioned, thanks for tuning in tonight. That'll do it for NXT. Good episode for the first ever NXT Super Tuesday this evening, but NXT Super Tuesday 2 now next week. Main event, Finn Balor, Adam Cole. A sudden death NXT Championship rematch from tonight's 60-minute Iron Man match. Be sure to tune back in tomorrow night for AEW Dynamite. Live reactions with AEW All Out preview predictions. Like, follow, and subscribe on social media. And I hope to see everybody now tomorrow night and also now next Tuesday for NXT Super Tuesday 2, as we'll finally determine a new NXT champion between Finn Balor and Adam Cole after tonight's Fatal 4-Way 60-minute Iron Man match ended in a 2-way tie with 2 pinfalls apiece with Finn Balor and Adam Cole. So next week, NXT Super Tuesday 2, Finn Balor, Adam Cole for the NXT title. Tomorrow night, AEW Dynamite Go Home for AEW All Out. Be sure to tune in along with my AEW All Out preview predictions at the end of tomorrow night's live stream. So the countdown is on. We're less than 24 hours away for the Go Home for AEW Dynamite for All Out on Saturday. Finn Balor, Adam Cole next week. Good 60-minute Iron Man match, main event to close out the show. A very, very good finish, I thought. And as mentioned, they keep us on the edge of our seats to make us want to come back as usual. So that'll do it. Hopefully you'll come back to more live reactions, play live right here on YouTube. And like, follow, and subscribe as always. Links in the description below. See everybody now tomorrow night for AEW Dynamite, Finn Balor, Adam Cole next week for the NXT Championship.